bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A local church leader is calling for a national debate on the issue of abortion. The pastor is expressing concern about what he calls an alarming rate of abortions in this country. He says a greater effort must be made to enforce the law when it comes to this illegal practice. Now that there has been widespread dialogue on stem cell research, there has been a renewed call to open up the discussion on abortion. One member of parliament charged that even though abortions are illegal in the Bahamas, the practice is rampant, unchecked, and lucrative. But Apostle Anthony Grant says the law must be enforced when it comes to abortion.
Let's face it, now that we have this on the table, we are beginning to talk about abortions that all of the doctors in Parliament knew was happening for years. But all of a sudden that's an issue now. Why didn't you bring it to the table before? The other thing is I read in the papers where a parliamentarian, one of the doctors, said that we now need to bring to the table this whole issue of abortion and have debates on that and the woman's right to choose. Well, you know, you can't skip first base and second base and go to third.
Abortions are illegal in the Bahamas, except when a mother's life is at risk. However, physicians have been accused of profiting from conducting illegal abortions in this country.
First order of business is if it's illegal in this country, let's address that and let's lock up the lawbreakers. After we deal with the lawbreakers, then let's begin to look at what we're talking about, women's rights. A woman does not have a right to create a life to take it.
Apostle Grant believes that there is a circumstance in which abortions should be allowed.
Yes, there may be the odd occasions where a woman's life is threatened because of a pregnancy, and you may have to take the child at that point. Then that's understandable. But a woman doesn't have the right to create a life and just decide, okay, I'm not in a position where I want to deal with a child now, let's snuff this life out.
A corporate giant from the industrial sector making a tangible contribution to the public education system on Grand Bahama. This past Saturday, employees of the shipyard spent the entire day at the Holmes Rock campus. Joan Davis-Roll has this story.
It is a community project designed to positively impact an institution as well as foster a partnership between the private sector and the government. Apprentices from the Grand Bahama shipyard rolling up their sleeves and pulling out the paintbrushes and adding some elbow grease while transforming the old and rolling in the new. This as they participated in a community project at the Holmes Rock Primary School. On hand was the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville. He says the project is in keeping with improving schools from East End to West End.
The shipyard is now going to the various schools of West Grand Bahama with their apprenticeship and their management team to begin to assist the contractor who is responsible for the school repairs. And today, a lot of work is being done, particularly with the painting and the necessary minor repairs on the exterior of the building. It's very exciting, and it's good to have this kind of private-public partnership where companies like the shipyard will come forward to help community projects, particularly in the West and East Grand Bahama, where there's great need for assistance. So I'm here to lend my support to the principal, to all of the apprentices, as well as the management team of the shipyard. It's a very good, excellent community project, and I endorse it 100%.
CEO at the Grand Bahama Shipyard, Ruben Bird, says he is excited about the project. He stated that some $70,000 raised from a major fishing tournament has helped to make this project a reality.
We have to be good corporate citizens. You know, it doesn't do any good for us to be here and not be a good corporate citizen. And for us, we're looking to the future, and looking to the future means starting with the children and raising good citizens to be good employees with the shipyard for years to come. We're looking at you know, the things that we do in the community will affect all of us tomorrow and next week and next year. And that's exactly why we're here doing this, is to make sure that there's sustainability here and to make sure that we do everything we can to assist the community.
Principal of Holmes Rock Primary School, Leslie Newton, says she's elated and commended the shipyard for their efforts.
At Holmes Rock Primary School, we're a little family here, so we try to give our students as much as we can with the surroundings, and they always have to help and keep the surroundings clean, so when they come back and they see the fresh paint, as it is, they don't want to go home.
Joan Davis-Rowe, ZNS Network News.
Meanwhile, residents of East Grand Bahama are gearing up for the 7th annual High Rock Sea Fest this coming holiday weekend. Coordinator Reverend Pedersen Ballou says the committee has planned a spectacular calendar of activities beginning on Thursday, August 1st with a church service at the Church of God in High Rock. On Sunday, a gospel fast will take place on the grounds of the East End Primary School at 3 p.m. And then he says the festivities will close out with a bang on Emancipation Day, Monday, August 5th.
We open with a fishing tournament where the fishermen will come together, go to sea for the largest catch, the most catch, and the variety of fish. And then on 3 p.m. we have the official opening by the Member of Parliament. There'll be various contests, onion peeling, conch hooking is a new event that we're planning where you come and who can hook the most conch. We'll be part of it. Onion peeling, watermelon eating contest, bike race, live music, Wilfred Solomon, Eastern Michael Jackson, the Police Pop Band, and Junkin' the Rush Show will conclude the event.
Now, the cultural event has become a major tourist attraction for East End, and it provides an economic boost for that area as well.
We thank God for the Ministry of Tourism who's coming in on board with us, sponsoring and make sure that the tourist comes up and the entire event, the vendors will prosper in the community, and those persons they're selling the wares, their goods will prosper because each and everyone will come to be a part of it. And each year the event will bigger and bigger, so expect a wonderful time there in High Rock Sea Fest.
Now, if you thought events in honor of independence have come to a close, then you are wrong. Members of the Grand Bahama Independence Celebrations Committee are organizing one of the signature events of this year's celebrations. It's the Independence Ball that is set for the month of September. Co-chair Peter Adderley says the wife of the Prime Minister is scheduled to be the patron of the ball.
We look forward to Saturday, September 14th at the Grand Ballroom at the Grand Lucayan Hotel in Freeport for a wonderful Independence Ball. And we're asking the general public for their full support, and it will serve as one of the climax events for these independence celebrations.
Well, Adderley says the ball will add a special flair to the local festivities on Grand Bahama. He is hoping that Bahamians far and wide would support this event.
In 1973, there were actually 3 balls held on Grand Bahama, and we wanted to keep that tradition to give the community, the country, and many of our Bahamian citizens who live abroad an opportunity to come home and be a part of the dress-up segment of these celebrations. It was also important to have Grand Bahama's very own Tea Connection somehow spotlighted during this occasion.
Now, the Independence Ball is scheduled for September 14th at the Grand Lucayan Resort.